already here. So hello everyone and good morning. Hope you're fine and doing well. Actually, sorry for the a little bit late because I had some technical problem here and also the internet issue. I hope I can do my best to go through the 1 hour session through about the community building project round one. Uh, Once again, I'm going to have a short introduction of myself. This is Zarir Faizi. Actually, I've been working as a LLC deputy coordinator for almost 80 years, and I have been an English teacher for almost 11 years. It's really a great honor and pleasure to be with you today and work as a teacher for the community building projects here. As you already know about the agenda today, I'm going to discuss about the first round session. That's all about the community building. And before that, I want to make the online session a little bit interactive. As you all know that the 3 phases of the summer camp that we had as a joint venture with the Lincoln Learning Center Ghazni is a physical condition. Due to the quarantine and lockdown, we have to make it as a virtual like today. So I hope it gets best of you. So as I think we have 18 participants here and also the counselors are present here. Before that, I'm going to perform a Brian teaser icebreaker with you to make the program a little bit interactive as the startup. So are you ready?
Mr. Zarir, I'm sure everybody is ready, but I just wanted to make sure that we record the session. So if anybody, if you or Walid could do that. I think it is already recording, probably.
I'm recording it, Naqib John, no worries.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yes, so do you have the record for now?
Yeah, so Zarir, you can go ahead. I'm recording the session.
Hi, everyone. This is Naqib. I think Mr. Zarir just logged out for whatever problem. I will take the opportunity to welcome everybody who has joined us new today and everybody who has joined us for the second day. You are most welcome. Thanks a lot for joining in. I see that sometimes when you log in, you will not be able to hear the voice. And the problem with that is that you might have selected a different audio option. So you will have to select the audio option, which is built in computer or in your phone. So that's really important. Other than that, I have another agenda item I wanted to ask you, and that is the phone balance. So any of you who did not receive the phone balance, please make sure you reply to the email and confirm your phone number. I might have received some phone numbers, which I will include in the round 3 of the phone balance top up, which will take place within next 24 hours. And then I made a post on Facebook asking you to share a photo of you. So if you can share a photo that we will use for the social media post with the Afghanistan map to show who is joining us from where. I know especially with some ladies, you will not be able to share your photos because of family concerns or whatever. That's totally fine, but I really, really hope if you can, it will just make that look really beautiful. And it will seem that you are present as well as with your image. But if you cannot share your image for your family reason,
okay,
that is totally fine. Yeah, Mr. Zarir, go ahead. That was all from me.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, there is some technical issues. I mean, the internet low bandwidth here today with me. I hope I can get well with the session. But anyhow, do you have my short slides here? I'm going to perform a Brian teaser icebreaker with the participants for part of an interactive engagement activity before going through my community building project PPT.
Yeah, Mr. Zarir, we have your voice, so you
Hello?
can go ahead. Yeah, we have your voice, so you can go ahead.
Okay, great. So I'm going to perform this icebreaker. I'm actually asking the campers that
Yeah, I think we lost the voice again. I just wanted to ask from two people here specifically, which I think they do not have the voice. Mahdia Umaid, do you have our voice? Yeah, I believe she doesn't. And also Galaxy A6 Plus, I don't know who the person is, but I think they also do not have our voice. So I'll check with your counselors to follow up on how you can do that.
I do have the voice. Thank you so much, Sarwary.
John, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going through this icebreaker, so any of the campers can answer this question: that which one is the flag of Afghanistan?
Those of you who are not talking, can you please mute yourself, or either or, otherwise I have to mute all of you.
Yeah, Walid John, you could mute everybody except Mr. Zarir.
Okay, can anyone respond to me if any of you, if there are the counselors, can answer the question that which one is the flag of Afghanistan?
May I answer?
I need only one.
Yeah, I want to answer.
May I answer, sir?
Yes?
Sir.
Okay, the last one. Black, red, green.
Okay, the last one. So let's see, are you right or not?
May
Okay,
I answer,
yes.
sir?
Oh, black, red, and green. Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's have the second one. Command the first three words you see. It's an eye test. Maybe you can find the three words you see. Anyone?
I see the word fun. F-U-N. I see the word whale.
May I answer, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead. I think we lost the screen, but any of you can answer it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And the first word that I saw it was fan. And the next one is team. And the next one is you.
Okay, cool. I actually lost the picture, the screen. So I'm sure Walid John is here. Walid John, if you have the slides, I think Mr. Zarir's internet is down right now. So why not we just change that with the session as it was, Walid John? I think there was another person who was supposed to present at 9. So let's change Mr. back to that person. Are you here, Walid?
Yes, I'm here. I hear you. Okay, we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, really sorry. The internet is not a guaranteed thing in Afghanistan.
The internet. And so Zarir is in Ghazni. That's a really big deal. Join a session online through Ghazni.
That you do not have to always be positive. If there is something wrong about the camp, you want to suggest anything, you know, we're more than happy to hear that from you. Please let us know. You can even private message me on Facebook and tell me like, oh, I did not like this session, or this is something I want to change. If you can post it in the group, first of all, talk to your counselors, but if you think you want to just write it out for me, you can do that. So let's hear from someone else. How was your experience yesterday until Walid gets organized the presentation?
I want.
Yeah, I guess go ahead.
Who's going to go ahead?
Yeah, Nargis, please talk.
Okay. Yeah, yesterday was, a different style of learning for me. It was the first time I joined the camp to online sessions. Yeah, it was like great. Always finding the negative is very much hard. That's why I say it was like great. And it forced me to do all of my other tasks too, as I was procrastinating the other day. Yeah, yesterday was the whole day was perfect.
Okay. Regarding to what Naqib John said, I have something to share you. Maybe it's funny or maybe it's not. Regarding the negative comments, probably there is not something like negative or positive comment, but what we would like to ask you is that you tell us that how we can improve things in the camp. You tell us how we can improve the sessions or the activities that we are doing. As I'm working in a writing center, I'm not working at the moment, but I had to do some 4 trial sessions with students. Now, I usually say to some of my professors that if you want me to improve my writing, please tell me what is good and what is bad and how I can improve the bad stuff, the things that I'm not doing well. And I usually say to them that, look, professor, you said this is a perfect paper, this is a perfect essay. That doesn't really help me. At the same time, if you tell me that this is bullshit, it doesn't help me either. So what I would like to ask you is to just give me some comments that I really know how I can improve my writing. So always remember, saying bullshit or saying great doesn't really help. If you want to improve something, you have to give some substantial comment that how this is something that you've done well, but this is something that you could probably do much better. You've got this problem, you've got this problem. So please feel free to share in the Facebook group that we have your comments after each day's sessions and say what is good and how we can improve the things that are not really nice. Yeah. So anyone else wants to talk? Or we can start.
Alima, Bibi, can you please mute yourself?
Or I should mute you then.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. I just wanted to say there's the place that we every day last hour of the session, so we want to watch the last hour and after. So yesterday we want to listen the last hour, but you didn't share it in the group. So I just want to say that if you please share the recording session, because we want to watch this after that hour that we lost. So because if it's going on after a week, you share all of them, that we don't have much time to watch all of them. So that was just my suggestion problem that saying. Yeah, thank you.
May I say something?
Yeah, sure. But Sayyid Abul Fazl, before you go, I just wanted to reply back to Fahima. We will definitely share the recordings every day, but that does not mean that you should not come and attend the sessions. The recording is just for those people who cannot really attend. But you will have to come to the sessions. You will have to every day be present at 9 till 12. Unless you really cannot, then you can listen to the presentations. But yes, Sayyid Abul Fazl, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a great camp, and I guess these experiences are all worth it. And for me, I just wanted to give some feedback that might improve or amend the camp. And I wanted to say that we are having a 3-hour session in our camp, and that's better to have some breaks. And I think that if we get separated to some breakout rooms to share our experiences or the ideas we have on some specific topics, it would be great. And also, yeah, that's it. Just I wanted to say some breaks, and also one more thing is that I really enjoy some of the activities that some of the counselors may have. Like last day, it was great for me to have the session with, like, I enjoyed Ilyas Yari and Omar Malikar, who shared some of the things or some songs, and that was a great activity because it's like a refreshing thing for the people in this camp. And I think these stuff will make the camp better.
Okay, you specifically suggest that we should have more like activities that fresh all of you.
Yeah, like just it's because of 3 hours, and that's like activities are gonna refresh us
Right.
and that's making us.
That's
feel
why we have Omar and Ilyas, and we are lucky
Fun
to
people,
have
yeah,
them.
the fun people. Mahdia, do you have our voice now? I think not. There's a problem with one of our campers cannot hear us, but anyways, we'll go ahead and I'll be. Anyone else want to share? Like Walid John, do you have the presentation ready?
Yeah, it's ready. We can start,
Okay,
I guess.
sure. Let's go ahead.
Okay, before I just would like to ask about the study abroad session. That how many students here? You can just type your answer, okay? You don't need to.
I think I will have to again remind Halima Bibi to please mute yourself unless you're talking. We hear some background noise. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
So I'd like to ask you to write in the chat bar that which country do you plan to study? Which university specifically do you want to study? So because upon that, I can see that what do you need to know? So someone say, I want to apply for Bard College. Type your answer, please. Yeah. I've applied to Bard. It's painful. AUCA, okay. UWC. UWC, I like to apply AUCA, AUCA. Okay, a lot of AUC. Beirut University. AUCA. UWC. I like to apply in UWC. Toronto, York University, if possible. Someone saying OEC, that's for masters, just to remind you. Canada, okay. All right, okay, I got a glance of what you want. I've seen most of students saying AUCA, AUCA, and that's nice because what am I going to do? I'll first have a general look over how you can apply to any university in the US and in most of European countries, especially UK. And then we will show you a sample, AUCA as a sample. The reason I picked AUCA because first of all, most of the application and the selection process is usually the same in all of the universities. And at the same time, AUCA, I picked AUCA because a lot of students, they have the opportunity to apply to AUCA because they're fully funded scholarship provided for Afghan students, especially Afghan women. So that's the reason I'd like to just have more focus on AUCA. And also I can see in the comments that most of students say AUCA. But again, not only AUCA now, how do we apply to a university in the US? We have the common application. We have two types of applications, which is really, which is the way, that's the way that everyone, if they want to apply to university abroad in the US, they will use common application. The common application is for the US universities. I myself, I applied to bar through common application. And as I said, it was painful because I never got there. I got there, but I had like 80% financial aid, but not 100%. And still, as you know, probably, Bard is such an expensive university. I mean, Naqib is lucky that he studied there for an exchange. But otherwise, it's really expensive university. I don't know about the quality. I wouldn't judge because I have a feeling that most of the universities in the States are crap. Most of them, I really think so. But UK universities are really a place where they make students academics and robots. They just have to read and write and study. They don't care about these social services. Extracurricular activities are very less in the UK universities, which I'm the person for that type of universities. I'm not really social. I'm not really involved in doing stuff like, I don't know, if they have diversity week as we have at AUCA and all those type of activities which integrates students and diversifies them. But for me, what I would love to do is just sit in the library and read and write, sit with a professor and have conversation with them. Too much compliment, like you were saying. Yeah, from the US, yeah. And also the other thing which I hate about the US, of course, that's the thing that most people probably will hate, is Donald Trump is the president, God bless. Who wants to go to the US with that type of a president? Now, so you've got the common application, which I have used. I know how to fill the common application. And then we have the UCAS. The UCAS stands for University Colleges Admission. Yeah, I forgot what was that. It's like University and College Admission Service. So this is based for the UK universities. If you want to apply to a UK university, this is the thing. You can just apply to that. I had a plan to apply to Dublin University in Ireland, which I actually did start the application. It was in May, this May. I just started the application to fill because I wanted to apply as a transfer from AUCA. But then I'm a bit lazy when it comes to the vacations. I just gave up and I didn't continue the UCAS application. But also remember that common application and UCAS application, both of them, you have to do a specific amount of money, like a payment before you apply, because most of the students, they fill the application just filling bullshit. So they don't want to read the bullshit people. That's why they ask people to pay a fee, a payment. And then according to that payment, there will be people who will be paid salary to read the applications of students for the specific university that they apply. The other thing that's good about common application and UCAS applications is that you will pay a payment and you can apply to at least 5 universities. If you want to apply to more universities than 5, you have to do a double payment. But if you want to apply to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can just do one payment, which I think for UCAS, it's like $50 or $60. But for common application, I forgot because I was applying to common application in 2018. So yeah, I think I've got some questions. Yes, sir, I have a count on common application. So some people are aware of the common app. What is common app? Saeed Ahmed Sadat is asking. Common application. This is common application. Let me just show you here. Why not? Please go there. You can see my screen, right? So you can Google common app. You can see apply college. www.commonapp.com. So apply now. Yeah, you want to apply to a university. It's based in the US, as I told you. So you apply as a first year student, you apply as a transfer, you apply as a education professional. Let's say I apply as a first year student. Yeah. Oh, you have to first make an account. Yeah. Oh, it takes a lot of time, so I will not do it for you. You're an adult, you can do it yourself. You have internet, you're young, you have confidence. That's a joke. I'll explain that later to you. So you've got this common application. You first make a login for yourself, a user, and then once you've done that, you will have an application. Like, it's just similar to those applications that you filled for AUCA. It's quite similar, I would say. Your first section, you have personal questions. So it's called personal information, the common application, where it asks you about your date of birth, where are you living, who's your father, who's your mom. Please stop making arrows and scratches in the screen, okay? Because that distracts people to see that and then don't listen to me. I know I'm a boring person, but you have to suffer with me, okay? Now, so the common application, it's got, as I said, personal information part, then you will have essays to write. The most typical essay that you usually write when you apply to university is called the statement of purpose or interest statement, which means why do you want to apply to this university? And why do you study the specific program that you decided to study? If you want to study, for example, economics, why economics? If you want to study software engineering or computer science, why computer science? So this is the typical question that you will see in any application when you apply. As I said, I have the experience one time of applying in common application through common application and one time through UCAS, which I didn't apply through UCAS, by the way. So in both of them, in any university that you apply, this is actually there in all of them that will ask you, why do you want to apply to this university? And why do you want to study literature or whatsoever you want to study? So this is the typical question that you will have, that statement of purpose, yeah? The other type of essays that you will have, it differs. Sometimes they will give you a question that you have to read an excerpt and then analyze that and write your feedback. That is because they want to see how, as a person, as an individual, you have an independent kind of way of thinking. And also they want to measure that how critical you are when it comes to writing and when it comes to putting your opinion on the page. So that usually differs. I can't help you much with that. I will help you, of course, in a way that how to write an essay that is just a question that you have to answer, which we will work on that the next few sessions that we have during this week. And I think Omar will also present on that. But I will personally help you with the statement of purpose, because as I said, that's the thing that you will need for any university that you apply, either through common application, UCAS, Beirut University, American University in Lebanon, American University in Central Asia. I think that applies maybe to American University in Kabul, I don't know. But that's something that you will need throughout your life in any program that you want to apply. So please, about the common application and UCAS application, if you have any question, we can also talk about that in the chat bar. About the common application and UCAS application. But now we will just go ahead and talk about how you can apply to AUCA. So I'm presenting AUCA as a sample that you understand that how students who want to apply to AUCA, what they have to do, okay? Arun is saying that slides are stuck. Oh, no, it's not stuck. I'm just not moving, okay?
Walid John, yeah, before you move to the next slide, I just wanted to ask some students if they have any questions, how they think about the slides, if they understand anything about common application yet or not. Can some people share, like people who understand, I know they understand, but people who do not understand, can you unmute yourself and share, like, is this too much of a high level for you, or is this a good level? We could start from zero. We could say what is study abroad and things like that.
Thank you, Bala and Sarwary sir. I think everyone can understand because uh, nowadays everyone is familiar with ASA and some other
Okay,
applications.
cool.
So I believe everyone that, yeah.
Thanks for your John. Yeah, no, I'm sure you understand, but I just wanted to make sure everybody else understand. Because the common application, yeah, some like for me, I don't understand what common application is, but I want to ask other students what they think. The people who don't understand.
Hello, sir. I understand. I have an account in Common App application. So the problem is I see the universities they cost when you want to apply, they have like $70 or $100 to pay for. Yeah.
Yeah.
My question is there any chance for people who live in a country like Afghanistan or Iraq? I don't know that when we are applying, they have chance to apply and pray without any money. Yeah.
Yeah, we will get to that, Fahima John. But okay, so then I assume if nobody is talking, then that means everybody understands what application is.
Hello, may I have a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Please let me know, is the common application for everyone? I mean, for high school students, or it's only for university or master degree? Is the common application for everybody or not?
Okay, I got your question. Any other question? I'm taking notes of your question. I'll answer them in order.
You can also type your question. So I assume everybody understands what this, so I will let it go like that, because I thought it's a little high level, but I'm sure you all understand, so that's why you're muted.
Also, I have another question, sir. Sorry for interrupting. When we want to apply for the universities, we can apply for all the universities that we want. Like there's a lot of universities, so if you apply for all of them, like 10 or 8, I don't know, maybe 15 universities, it doesn't matter. I think there's no problem, right? Or we can just apply for one universities and yeah, this is my question.
Sir, can I have question?
Thanks, I think, I'm sorry, Walid, I'm very sorry that I interrupted your session.
No,
please
it's okay.
Type in your questions. I think that will save a lot of time. Please type in, and then at the end, we will answer your questions. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm taking notes from the chat. So if you're typing your question, that's totally fine. Someone asking you to say about the second essay, common application. Okay, coming back to the first question about the fee. Is there any way that we don't pay the fee when we apply? As I said, when there's no fee for the application, students will just apply, putting bullshit in the paper and send it. So what they want students to do, to write something which is readable, which is really serious. When you pay the money, you take the thing serious. That's why they ask students to pay the money and pay the fee before applying either the common application or the UCAS application. Both of them ask for the payment. And I don't think if there's any way that you can just ignore that, because the fee will go to those people who are reading your application. It's their salary. So if you don't pay them, they're not going to read your application. So I'm sorry to say that, but it doesn't matter where are you from. Are you from Afghanistan or from any other poor country? They would just say you have to do the payment, which is unfortunate, but here you go. The other question was in the chat bar that what is the difference between common application and UCAS application? No big difference. Both of them for the undergraduate degrees if someone wants to apply in universities abroad. But the only difference is that common application is for the United States of American universities, but UCAS application is for UK, United Kingdom, England universities. That's the only difference. But I would also say that UCAS application is more sophisticated, more difficult than common application. Common application is more easy. The essay questions and the whole thing in common application is not really difficult to tackle, but UCAS is a bit more complex. The other question was from someone in the chat bar that can you talk about the second essay in the common application? I think the second, the essays in the common application, which I forgot, as I said, I applied in 2018. It usually differs from university to university. So you will not have the same question for all universities. Sometimes you can apply to 5 universities and you can just write one essay. Sometimes some universities, specifically, they have their own kind of questions that you have to answer for an essay. I think Angela has also the experience of using these applications, and she's writing you messages in the text, which thank you for that, Angela.
We're using it for our university. So basically for UWC students, it's free. The school bought it, and then we're gonna use it. So once you write everything, you choose the college that you're applying. Then the same application will go to, for example, 10 colleges, and they will choose. If you get accepted, they will send you emails like that.
Right. Fee waiver are generally given to students who demonstrate financial need. However, fee waiver sometimes is given to only those people, but that's really rare. Who's not? If I mentioned to you, because I was also the person who was asking for fee waiver, but they were like, actually, it's something that we don't offer for most people, so you just have to do the payment. For the common application, I had to do the payment. For UCAS, I never applied. I just filled the application, but before I do the payment, I didn't do that. However, some schools will allow any student to avoid paying the application fee if they meet certain requirements. Right. So about the common application and UCAS application, my apologies again, Naqib John, you're right. I have to maybe talk first about study abroad, but I thought that's really clear for students in this camp. So I just directly jumped into maybe tough stuff. But I can see that most students, they understand what is going on. Yeah. Now, if you don't have any other question, we can further go to, I can read your comments here still. We'll go to how to apply to AUCA scholarships, because this is a place where I study, and at the same time, as I saw in the chat bar, most of students are interested to apply to AUCA. Now, when you apply to AUCA, there are certain, before that, so AUCA scholarships are administered by the US Embassy in Kabul, by the assistance of American consuls for international education in Kabul. There are certain requirements and eligibility, not only when you apply to AUCA, but when you apply to any university abroad. So the first thing that you have to remember when you apply is just check out and find out that, are you eligible? Are you the person that they're asking for? That doesn't apply only to AUCA, it applies to any university, as I said. So please find out that, do they need you? Or do you fit to that university? Do you have the criteria that they're asking? Sometimes, for example, for the UWC, most of you said that we want to apply to UWC. For UWC, if you say, I'm a 12th grade student, they will not accept you, because they usually accept students who are either 10 or 11 before they graduate from school. If you're graduated from high school, you also can't apply to UWC. So please read the eligibility criteria, because otherwise you will just waste your time. It's stupid that you don't read the criteria and you apply to UWC while you're a high school graduate, because they will just ignore your application. That is really painful when you write an application. And as I can remember, I also applied to UWC. You have to write like 10 short essays. So this is really painful when you apply for UWC and write 10 short essays, but then you say, I'm a graduate from high school. That's what I did, okay? So don't do the same mistake and stupidity that I did. I applied when I was graduated from high school. I wrote 10 essays for UWC, and then they just wrote me one email by saying, you're a high school graduate and you're not eligible. And that really shows the person that, first of all, you haven't read about us, you don't know the criteria, and you're stupid, yeah? So don't do the same mistake that I did. Please read the eligibility criteria whenever you apply to any university and see if you fit the context, if you fit, the context is not the word, if you fit the university. So for AUCA specifically, when you apply, okay, I've got some questions. Do I have to jump to questions now? Let's have an question for high school students. Imran is asking about high school students. Let me get back to that, okay, later on. Okay, when you apply to AUCA, first of all, you have to be a citizen of Afghanistan and be a resident in you should live in Afghanistan, right? You shouldn't be in the US because that's the thing that they will ignore your application. So you should live in Afghanistan and you should be an Afghan citizen. That's the first criteria. So please, for those of you who are from Pakistan and joining this camp, don't apply to AUCA. I'm joking, there's no one from Pakistan, I hope. The recipient of high school diploma by the time of application. Yeah, so you should have a high school diploma when you apply to AUCA. Now, as you can see, compare to UWC, which asks you to be a school student, a high school student, AUCA is asking you to be a high school graduate. That's why I'm telling you it's important to have a look, have a serious look, I would say, to the requirement and criteria when you apply to a university abroad outside of Afghanistan. You can also apply to AUCA, for example, if you're a college freshman, but not if you're a sophomore. If you're a first year student, you can apply. If you're a second year student, please don't. You should be proficient in English language. You should know how to write and how to speak in English. Of course, how to read. So that's another criteria when you apply to AUCA. Though they will take a test. If you don't know English, God bless you. You should be someone who has this background of being a leader and background of being a person who has done a lot of activities and volunteer works, who care about this state of him or her being a citizen. So how you have been a responsible citizen throughout your life, throughout your school years. You have to show something that I actually have done something. That's why I'm applying here to do something in the future. So the background that you have, and then it's going to be a justification of what you're going to do in the future. Okay, that's about that. Now, again, it's about who's not eligible. If you're a high school student, you can't apply for AUCA. If you're a US citizen and you live in the US, you can't apply. If your wife or if your husband is a US citizen, you can't apply. If one of your relatives, close relatives, your brother, your cousin, your uncle is working in the US Embassy or American Council for International Education, you can't apply. So these are the things that actually stops you from applying to AUCA. But certain universities have their certain criteria and rules when you apply. So please, please read the description when you apply. The only reason that I share this with you is just you have to be careful. You have to do some more effort when you apply. You have to do research and find out what they need and what they don't need. Because otherwise you will end up doing bullshit like me. Every year in June and July, the application for enrollment was, and they say, what is the problem with this year? Because they haven't announced the scholarship month. Okay, do we need to have TOEFL score to attend AUCA? I'll come back to your questions, don't worry. Maybe I answer your questions later on in the presentation. If I don't, so I will come back to you. Now, what do you need when you apply to AUCA? As a typical application, AUCA application is a simple one, is a really simple application. It's a simple application, and it's also a good application that you can always show them to students and teach them how to apply to universities. I mean, if someone knows how to apply to AUCA, he or she probably know how to apply to other universities too, because that's a typical format of applying to university. You've got 3 stages. You fill the application, you do an English test, and then you do an interview. That's a typical way which you apply to most of universities. That's why I'm saying it's a good sample that you can teach people how to know about the process of studying abroad. So you need to write 2 essays for AUCA when you apply for scholarship. This usually applies for women because AUCA scholarships or for women because American Embassy and State Department in Washington, they love women, but they hate men, Afghan men probably. Don't take me serious for that and don't quote me. So statement of purpose, that's the first thing that you will have to write when you're applying to AUCA. You have to write 2 essays, statement of purpose and personal essay. I think this slide should have been there. Wait a minute. Yeah, this slide should have been here. So as I said, there are three processes where you write an application, and then there will be a test at the American consul, and then an interview in the US Embassy. This is the process. So with the statement of purpose, which I think we will talk about it next day again, in which you will also have an assignment in the Google form to fill an application and write a statement of purpose and a personal essay. But still, I'll just go over it now, and I'm also running out of time. In a statement of purpose essay, you explain your reason for applying for the program. Why do you want to apply for this scholarship? Why do you deserve to be a student for this scholarship? You talk about your background, how your background has prepared you to apply to a certain university. Now, that means if you want to study, for example, let's say software engineering, you can start by saying, as a childhood at school, I've usually been busy using computers and playing video games and being a person who's always in love with using computer at home and blah, 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 blah. So this is the thing that you can, as an example, this is a bad example, forgive me for that, but you can use different examples from your own life. I have a dull life, so I have no examples to say you. Then you show that how your background is actually making you a person that fit to that program. Now, if you say that I'm the most beautiful person in the world, no one will believe you. So the reason they ask you for the background is that you show them that I've done this, and that's why you have to believe me. So if you make a claim, you have to support that claim by saying, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, that's why I want this from you. And you have to give that to me, okay? So, but if you just claim that I'm really the most intelligent person in Afghanistan, that doesn't really help. So try to show that how you're an intelligent student, how you deserve the scholarship. You also have to talk about what do you want to study? What's your specific area of interest? I want to study politics because of da, 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 da. Explain your reasons clearly, okay? And then you also explain that what are your plans? What are your plans when you're back to your country? This is something which I think is mostly with AUCA, which they ask you that how will you contribute to Afghanistan. But when you go to other universities, they don't ask you about what do you do when you go to Afghanistan, but they will ask you about your plans. Now, there are three things. Why do you apply to this a specific program? Why, for example, economics, you explain because of this and this and this, because of the background that you had in economics, maybe, because you probably were really good in mathematics at school, and then that's why you want to study economics, or let's say applied mathematics. The second thing is that you tell to them that what are your future plans when you graduate from the university. And then the third thing is that what will you do when you're in the university? So there are two sides. How the university will benefit from you, how you will benefit from the university. You discuss both of them, you tell about your plan, you tell about why you're applying for the certain specific field that you want to carry, yeah? And then you can set your future plans, as I said. I'm grade 10, can I apply to AUCA? No, you can't. I'll come to your questions, okay? Just ignore now. Okay, now the second essay that you apply to AUCA is a personal essay. A personal essay, as I already said, it usually differs in each university, and it usually differs each year and each time when people apply. Now, this is a sample, I think this is a sample 2 question from AUCA application from last year and the year before, which I think American Council people are too lazy because they're not changing the question. We had the similar question for the last 2 years. It's because they're lazy or they don't have time, but they're being paid anyway. You have to write a 400 to 600 word essay about any of these 2 topics. Yeah, so how to write an essay, how to write a typical standard essay. We'll talk about it tomorrow, no worries, in the next session. So just take a look in this question, like reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. What prompt you're thinking. Describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging that it make you lose the track. You lose all track of time. Why does it captivate you? Who do you turn to when to learn more? Now, this is a typical question that usually appears in the AUC applications, I think in most of all the universities as well. So about the personal essay or just an essay, how to write an essay, how to write, let's say, I will talk to more in the next session. For today, it's just an advising kind of thing that I will tell you how you can apply, and then you can raise your questions as you were raising in the chat bar. I've got many questions. Thank you for that. You're just bombarding me with questions. So this checklist, oh, the other thing, please, deadline. If you're applying to university, make sure when is the bloody deadline. If you don't know the deadline and you just say, okay, I have many time, I have to apply anytime that I want to, most students, they don't know what is a deadline. Now, that's an important thing because once you lose a deadline, for example, this is with a common application in UCAS application. Once you lose a deadline for the UCAS application, which was June 30 this year, you're done, yeah? So you can't apply now. If you once lose it, you have to wait till next year. That's really important to have a track on the deadline. And also, this is a personal advice for you, that when you start your application, please start it as earlier as you can. The more time that you have, the better application you will write. Start your application at least 2 months ago if you want to apply to UCAS, to UK universities, because UK universities, it needs more time. So at least start 2 months ago. If you apply to US universities, as I said, most of them are crap, at least start 1 month ago. So I'm not more sympathetic to US universities. So just start your application at least a month ago and then apply. So the same with AUC, at least start a month ago, because if you have more time, you can do a lot of edition when you write your essays. You can write your essay a month ago and then you can send it to people, discuss it with your friends who knows English, who has an idea about study abroad, with your teachers, and then see how you can make it better. So that's why deadline is an important thing, that you have to start it earlier. I'm telling this to you, but I'm a person that usually, not usually, but sometimes I would just leave the things to do in the last moment, which is a horrible thing. But I would advise you to don't do that. Yeah, this is it. So this is the community of Afghan students at AUCA. As you can see, I'm also there. Naqib is not here this year because Naqib just left 1 year before me. But you can see Yasamin is here, I guess. Where's Yasamin? Yeah, here's Yasamin. Yasamin, are you here in this session today?
Yeah, I'm here.
So here's Yasamin. You can see her. This is a picture from 2018, I would say. So it's not from this year or last year. This is from 2018, which was my first year. Yeah. Now I'll go to your questions. I'm not saying corrupt. That's not the word, Naqib. But I will talk with that about that with you. It's not corrupt. Don't accuse me for saying that. Does it have any scholarship for high school students? Okay, Imran is asking, does it have a scholarship for high school students? What does it refer to? Does it mean, do you ask about the common application in UCAS? If you ask about the UCAS and common application, please let me tell you, it's only for undergraduate degree, not for high school. For high school, I think we will have a session with Shikiba Fuladi today. I think it's the last session. Naqib John has conferred with him, I hope. So she's a camper of our alumna from 2017. So now she studies in Australia. She will talk about high school and how to apply as a high school student abroad, which is not my field. So I will not talk about something that I don't know. Now there's another thing.
Sorry, I just wanted to make clear, I don't think Shikiba is scheduled for today. I think, I mean, my schedule doesn't show that, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and then we'll figure out.
Well, we talk about it Sunday, but anyway, we'll talk about it. The next question is from Farishta. She's asking that each year, I'm sorry for reading your message that you have sent me privately to everyone, because I have no life, I have no personal thing, so I'm just, okay. You've got this problem that each year the application to AUCA were open in June and July, but this year there's no application and nothing, no news. Right, there's no news, there's nothing because there's COVID. Yeah, COVID is a big news, so you don't need applications.
Walid,
That's what AUCA thinks. What?
I
Someone's
guess
asking.
we had the meeting with Ekaterina. She said that most probably the application will be announced after a month or maybe later than a month. Then the new cohort, they will come in spring 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
but,
nice to see that.
but applications will be announced for this year also.
Okay. When was this meeting that I wasn't there? I usually don't attend Ekaterina's meeting.
Yeah, there was a meeting and president was also there. So everyone asked about the new scholarship program. And she said that we have written the grant, we have sent the proposal, but we have not received confirmation yet. So we are waiting, maybe in a month we will receive confirmation.
Okay. So here's the thing. I think last year we also, the new cohort last year came on spring 2020, which usually it's not like that. Usually students attend AUCA in September, but then last year they were late. They got funding very late, and then students had to come in spring semester rather than the fall semester. As Yasmin has been in the meeting, so she says that it's going to be the same this year too. But I don't know. I still feel that it probably doesn't happen very soon because of this COVID thing that's going on. It's a really uncertain situation, so I don't know. But about the question that Frishta Hashimi is asking, please just wait and see the news that what is going to happen. If they get the funding, they will announce the scholarship. They're not, so I don't know. Do we need to have TOEFL score to attend AUCA? Now, if you're applying to scholarship, they will take a test by themselves in the American Council for International Education in Kabul. It's going to be a paper-based test. It's not going to be a TOEFL test. It really looks like a TOEFL PBT test. It doesn't really look like, but I would say it's quite similar. They will take a TOEFL PBT test from you, and then one interview after the application. But if you're not applying for the scholarship to AUCA, and if you're rich, high level, like what is that? We have lower class, proletariat, and we have the working class, right? So when we have the middle class, if you're middle class, if you have the money, you can apply to AUCA to study by yourself. So for that, I think you can either take the entrance exam, which is again the TOEFL PBT test, or you can take a TOEFL IBT test and send your score to them. So both are fine. You can take a TOEFL IBT if you want to, but if you don't want to take a TOEFL IBT, you can just take the test in the university, which they take themselves. I would recommend taking the university test because you don't have to pay. But for TOEFL, I think you have to pay. How much money you have to pay? $150 or $200. So yeah, you can just ignore that money when you apply to AUCA and take the test, which is in the university, the entrance exam. So do we need a lot of volunteer works to do? I mean, you don't need to, or you need to. You both do, and you both don't. But the thing is, you have to show somehow that you really deserve this scholarship. Like there are some people who probably haven't done a lot of volunteer works, but they're good in doing academic stuff. That's also acceptable. But there are some people who are really active and have done a lot of projects and volunteer work. They're even more appreciated. For AUCA specifically, those people who are active, instead of being so much involved with academics like robots, are more preferable. People who are active, people who are social, people are doing a lot of projects and activities in their country, in their city, in their community. Because as I said, most of the US universities have this habit of accepting students who are active, who are positive, who are young, who have confidence, instead of those people who just wants to study. Yeah. So about the volunteer work, if you apply to AUC, want to apply to AUCA, please have it, because US Department of State love those type of people and they hate me. In what month do they usually announce scholarship? Sayyid Ahmad Sadat. As we already discussed, we never know. It depends to them. So they're the boss. You just have to wait for them that when they announce. Usually AUCA scholarships are being announced in June and July, but In the last 2 years, it's not like that. So we don't know. As much active you are, your chance of acceptance is also high. Is this a question or is this a statement? Now, I don't understand it because you don't have full stop and you don't have a question mark. So if it's a statement, you're right. If it's a question, it's yes. The answer is yes. Firsta Hashmi is asking, will they take another test from those students who have already got TOEFL score, TOEFL IBT score? If you're applying for scholarship, yeah. If you're applying for scholarship, they don't care about your TOEFL IBT. They will take their test. But if you apply by yourself, to do the payment by yourself to AUCA as a self-paced student, they will consider your TOEFL IBT and you don't need to take a test at university. I'm studying coding, so it's absolutely like me. I'm studying coding. Okay, that's a comment. I'm grade 10. Can I apply to AUCA? No, you can't. As I said, you have to be a high school graduate, unfortunately. So just wait for 2 years and then you can apply. Naqib is saying me that I don't think US universities are corrupt. I didn't say the US universities are corrupt. Did I say? Don't quote me for that. Someone's saying, wow, I don't know why. Because I'm being stupid. Which courses do they provide or do they have IR? Oh, good question, Turiala John. I had to talk about it, but anyway, I thought that is something that you can do search in the university website. I think AUCA provide 4 graduate programs, which means master degree, and 14 undergraduate programs. The 14 undergraduate programs, I think in the slide that I have the link. But it is like, they don't have IR, they have international and comparative politics, they have economics, they have psychology, they have applied mathematics, they have sociology, they have business administration, what they have. Yeah, human rights, law and business. Yeah, these are the anthropology. These are the programs that they have. It's only 14. This last year, there was a new program that just offered. It's called History and Literature, which is a new concentration that I probably will do my minor in that. I mean, I will do, I hope. Yeah, I've got 2 questions really. Okay, I've got 2 questions. Where are the questions then? I can't see them. DB boys must be alumni.
Sorry, Walid Jan, the one was previously asking, the second one was like, how many scholarships will they provide this year? What do you think?
Good question. Okay. How many scholarships will they apply? Also, it depends to the fund of the US Embassy in Kabul. How much fund they have applied and how much fund they got from US Department of State, and then they will see how many students they can fund for 4 year or something 5 year at AUCA. So it differs each year. The year that I came in 2018, we were like 35 people. The 35, no, it was like 36. Yeah, 20 of them were female and 6 of us were male applicants. As I said, because US hate Afghan men. Please don't quote me for that. I say that everywhere. So, but you never know, because last year, I think there were 59 students, yeah. Among 59, 9 of them were men, 50 of them were women, Afghan women. So yeah, it differs each year, you never know. Amoina Gwari is asking, if you're a man, you have to, if you're a boy, you should be an USG alumni. Right. If you're applying to AUCA for the scholarship, which is by the US Embassy in Kabul, and if you're a boy, unfortunately, you should be an USG alumni. So what does it mean to be a USG alumni? That you have to attend it, that you had to attend it to any of the program supported by US Embassy. We've got programs like YSL, which was canceled back in 2015. LEAP, I don't know, yes, Access program, CFS, which other programs do we have? SUSI, which Yasmin is an alumni of that. So you have to be an alumni of any of the USG, United States government, United States Embassy in Kabul, alumni to apply for scholarship to AUCA. That is a bad requirement, but this is what they want. How long did it take you to write all the essays? Is this a personal question? How did it take me? I don't remember, Sayyid Ahmad Jan. I think when I was applying to AUC, it took me a long time because it was writing an essay at that time was difficult for me. So I had to just read a lot of websites and books and to find out that how to write an essay. And there was no one to help me actually with writing, except one professor, one teacher at American University of Afghanistan in Kabul. So he just gave me some comments and then I wrote that. Okay. How many scholarships will they provide this year? I don't know. God bless. There's a famous, what is that? There's a famous Kyrgyz quote. I don't know Kyrgyz. I know only one statement in Kyrgyz. That's Kuday bilet kim bilet, which means who knows, God knows. So about the question that how many scholarships will they provide this year? Kuday bilet kim bilet. That's the only sentence that I know in Kyrgyz language. And that's a really good statement. You know why? Because you can say that as a response to anything. If someone tells you, do you love to cook? You can say, Kuday bilet kim bilet. Do you want to go outside? Kuday bilet kim bilet. If someone asks you, how are you? You can say, Kuday bilet kim bilet. I mean, if someone asks you in Kyrgyz and you don't know Kyrgyz, you can just say, Kuday bilet kim bilet. To any question, this can work as a response. That's a wonderful statement which appears in an epic poetry that I have read. I have no life, I had to read Kyrgyz poetry, not the Kyrgyz language, but in translation, in English translation. So, yeah. Okay. Do you have engineering field for undergraduate? If you're asking about AUCA, no, there is no engineering at AUCA, unfortunately. Will you share these slides? Yeah, okay, I'll share the slides with you. These slides are from Education USA. I don't have the permission to send it to you, but I will send it still. US don't hit at the moment. This is okay. When the applying of AUCA scholarship will start. When the applying to AUCA scholarship will start. I see. I think I already talked 2 times about this. We don't know when they start. There's a lot of uncertainties going on at the moment. So we don't know. Just let's wait and see what the US Embassy in Kabul is doing. Someone is saying you can write it here for us. What do you mean write it here? Write what? What a trick. Can you please explain your your comments? This looks like a curse to me. How about psychology field? Yeah, AUCA provides AUCA psychology. So you can say psychology if you want. Which language is being taught, you should say, by them, English or Russian? Oh, God bless, this American university, Fahima. So of course it's an English university. But if you're asking which language will you learn beside English, yeah, it's Russian. You will take 1 or 2 semester, 6 credits Russian each semester. And I would say you will not learn Russian in that class at all, but you can just learn something like basic conversation, which is good. And people usually speak in Russian here, yeah. I heard some of subjects is being taught by Russian. No, that's a lie. That is something that I hear from most of students, Afghan students. They just complain a lot. Naqib is telling me usually that I complain a lot, but believe me, I don't complain as much as Afghan students at AUCA. They complain about language, that most of class are being taught in Russian. I haven't seen any class that being taught in Russian. Well, sometimes maybe a professor explains to Kyrgyz students in Russian, like in 2-3 lines, which is, I don't think is a big deal. But overall, no, courses are taught in English. I heard some subjects being taught, okay, in Russian. I don't know, just you have to come and see here if it's being taught in Russian. Okay, sir, it would be great if you share the slides to our emails. Okay. Any medical field? No. In the AUS, what is AUS? American University of what? Of South Korea? I don't know about American University of South Korea if you're asking about AUS. I'm joking. At AUCA, there's no medical field, no. Someone is saying I learned a lot, I hope. Oh, it's ACS. What is that? American, it's not American. Arizona State College. ASC, is that stand for that? Or which university is that?
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry.
If you're asking about Arizona State College, I don't know. If you're asking about AUCA, okay, AUCA, all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
joking. It's okay, I'm just joking, okay? Don't take me serious. I think that's the end of my presentation. I'm already late. I answered your question. Now, please, if you have more question, type it to your mentors in your group that you have. Now, Ustaz Zarir, are you there?
Salam Walid Jan. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you hear me? Good. Then you can start probably.
Okay, do you want to have a 5-minute break or not? Just as a thing, you are already late. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience happened due to internet connection I had today early morning.
That's okay. That's okay. We can understand, and I think most of the students can understand that how living in Ghazni and how using internet in Ghazni looks like. So it's okay, guys. You can have a 5 minutes break, and then we will come back. Take a walk. Don't take a walk outside because you will be late. Take a walk in your room or in the corridor. Okay. After 5 minutes, return back. So join the session with Zarir. Yeah.
خلاص ده نه قبل نزد ایدون دیگه مسئول دیگه
Zarir, you there?
Yes, Walid John.
Okay.
Okay,
so
so as I think you had already taken your break. I mean, the last camps we had refreshment, but during this camp, I hope you guys also had refreshment at your home and have your seats back.
hope so.
Okay, great. So if the participants are ready, I'm going to start this presentation with the Brian Teaser icebreaker. Actually, I could not make it at the very beginning in the morning, but I want to just call for 4 participants here that I had already interviewed them, like Husna Ayubi, Amayun Akbari, Said Abul Fazl Razawi, and also Qasim Ibrahimi, to answer all my questions here in the Brian Teaser. For the first one, it goes with Husna Ayubi. If she's ready, I'm going to just go through the next slide.
Oh, I'm surprised to hear this, but okay, let's start. I'm ready.
Okay, so can you comment the first 3 words you see here? It's an eye test, because I think you're really genius and intelligent as well. You've got about 5 to 10 seconds.
Well, I see here fun, wild.
Yes.
And let me find another one.
You have got 3 seconds.
Yes, money.
Fun and
so
wealth.
fun, wealth, and money. Money.
Great. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Well done. So let's see what I got. The words I saw: wealth, yes, team, fun, you, and coach. And also we had money there. Thank you. So the second one goes with Amayun Akbari. If he's ready, I'm going to ask the next question. So Amayun Jonas, I think, are you there?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so can you find the number 8 in the text below? Can you find the number 8 in the text below? You've got about 6 seconds.
Let me. There is no number 8, I think.
There's no number 8, are you sure? It's an eye test.
Well, there is actually.
Okay, so can you identify where is the number 8 here in the lines? Which number or which line? Can you identify it very quick?
May I say?
No.
Can I
okay,
say,
so there is no 8 number.
The red line, there is 8. But in the lines that they are black, 999 is just 9.
Okay, there is no 8, right?
As I see, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
good.
so let's see the answer. Yes, we have got an 8 here. We have got an 8 here in the 5th line from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So let's go. Okay, so let's go with the third one with Said Abul Fazl Razawi. This is a puzzle. Actually,
The puzzle is like, you can see me in water, but I never get wet. What am I? You can see me in water, but I never get wet. What am I?
I can tell it's shadow.
Shadow. Okay, let's see the answer. You guys are super intelligent, especially you answer reflection or shadow. Yeah, that's great. So, aren't you a virtual thief or cheating somehow?
No, sir.
Okay, the fourth one goes with Qasim Ibrahimi. Actually, most of the campers, I think they have the iPhones with the Apple's logo. Please do not cheat, to be honest. So can you identify the Apple's logo here, Qasim Ibrahimi? Which one of them is the Apple logo, ban and Apple? Which one?
Apple logo, actually, I think it's the, I have no idea. It's number 2.
Which one?
Number 2.
Number 2?
The second one in the first.
Are you sure?
The second one in the first one. Yeah. Somehow.
The second one in the first.
My
Okay,
God.
the second one in the first. Okay, please do not cheat. Actually, the second one. Okay, the second one in the first. Let's see, are you right or not?
No, I'm wrong.
You got wrong. It's yeah, you got wrong. It's the bottom in the right here. So this is Apple logo. I hope you get an iPhone and you can just look at it.
I've never seen it.
Okay, thank you. Be happy for that. So I'm going to share another slide here with you, which is the community building project. And I'm going to start my session. I hope you enjoyed that. So as you all know that through this 3 days that I will be with you, this is all about the community building. It's really a broad and wider topic. It cannot be actually presented through 1 or 2 PPTs, but I have made something to share with you today. So at the very beginning, I'm actually going to have an open discussion with you that what does community mean to you? Anybody can have their ideas very short and quick. Later on, I want to make decision a little bit engaging and interactive with you guys. So can you tell me what does community mean to you?
Can I?
Yes.
Okay, community is a group of people who are living together in a society.
Yes. Okay, that's great. Anybody else?
May I say?
Yes.
For me, community means living a small or a large group of people in one environment with different, it might be different cultures, but technically they have the same cultures and they're living for a long time in one district or in one community.
Should I also talk about it?
Exactly. Thank you so much. I think, yes, one more.
Okay, community for me means living people from different places, from different races, and helping each other in raising each other in the community, because no one can live alone. They help each other in their life.
Okay, thank you so much. The ideas were really great. I do appreciate them. So there are some
Yeah, I think we lost Mr. Zarir again. This is Naqib talking.
I'm in now again. Do you have my share slides? Sarwary said?
Yes, we do, yes.
Okay, so there are some keywords and phrases to understand about community. Well, according to your ideas that you had before, a couple ideas we got, community is a group of people who share common places, experience, or interest, or maybe they have shared values and norms, or they also have mutual influence, like members have influence or influenced by other members, or maybe have shared needs and commitment to meeting them. Or we can say community can have shared emotional connections, as you said. So, you know, we're all living in a community. And the community that now we are actually living is Camp Afghanistan is itself a community. It's a virtual community. And how we build it, it means that all the members had shared experiences and trust together. And also they had shared values of education together. And the same, we have mutual influence together. And the members, especially the campers, the counselors, and the staff that they're actually going through these, all the staffs here. And we have the shared needs and commitment to meeting them. Like we had to bring new staffs of education here. So it can be considered as a need, and the commitment that we show to meet them is all we are present here every day on a normal basis. We are actually leading the sessions and we are listening to them. We are just commenting and doing question and answer discussions. And also there are some shared emotional connections between us as human beings. So this is all that the community means for us. And also another key phrase and word that's really important for me is the community capacity. So what's that? So this is the ability of community members to make a difference over time and across different issues. You know that the individuals, when they're living in the community, they all have different capacities, maybe regardless of their age, their ethnicity, or maybe their colors, they all have different capacities. So their capacity must be used in the community over time to make a difference and across different issues. No, you know, like in Afghanistan, we are dealing with different challenges and problems. But you know, also the community members have this capacity to move through those challenges and make a difference for their community. So this is called the community capacity. We all have that. So we will discuss that how can we engage our community capacity through making great community building. And we will also talk about the stages of community building, that what are those stages that we're going one by one to make it more, beautiful and wonderful to the community we're living. So before community building, there is another phrase that comes within the community building, and that's community organizing. So community organizing is a process through which communities are helped to identify common problems or goals. Through that, we mobilize resources. And in other ways, we develop and implement strategies for reaching their goals they have collectively set. It's a definition from Menkler, one of the researchers of community building from 1997. So before going through the community building, we have to organize the community. And the process should be like that we should identify all those common problems we have in our community. We should also specify our goals. And also we should mobilize the available resources we have in our hand. And in the other ways, we should develop and implement the strategies for reaching these goals that we have set collectively between each other. Let's give you another example like Camp Afghanistan again. We want to help a group of youths from different cities across the nation. We have a common problem that's reaching the object, for example, education to them. And we have a common goal to develop your English language skills while simultaneously preparing for leadership and broad exchange programs. The resources that we have available now, we want to mobilize. We have the technology, we have the book clubs or other resources in our hand, maybe mentally or spiritually, and we want to reach to our goals by implementing different strategies. Like we are in a virtual camp right now, we're sharing our ideas, and these are all the goals that we have collectively set together. And this is called the community organizing. Well, there are 5 community organizing principles. As you all look to the pictures and see the pictures, for having a great community organizing, there are 5 principles to be considered as prior things for making a community. Focus on shared goals and shared ownership. While when we are living in a community, especially the individuals, we should focus about the shared goals we have in our community. Like in one area when there is no electricity or there is a problem of climate change. So this is a shared problem, maybe a shared goal that everyone wants to eliminate or prevent that. So we should make our members to be part of this shared goal, and they should have a shared ownership as well. They should not be isolated or marginalized in their communities. Like you see in the picture that all boys in a football ground, they have a shared goal together to win a football game. And also be transparent. As community builders, we should be transparent. It means that, as you see in the right, there is a picture that there is a sweet spot. Actually, there is written that what you want to do for the community and what the community want you to do for them.
So there is a sweet spot. It's an example like we have an apple in our hand and we want to divide it into halves. So we want to just divide this couple of half of the apple between two persons equally. So we should think about win-win strategy, that either the needs that we want to just fulfill the same thing the members want from us. So we should be transparent. It should be not like that, that we should have the larger size of the apple for ourselves and also the least size of the apple for the other members. There should be a transparency, and we should think about such kind of diplomacy we're doing to bring the sweet spot all the time as our priority. And it should be like a win-win strategy. And exactly another is go where the people are. Actually, we cannot build a community in a desert where is no people, where there are not individuals living there. We should go to the areas where people are living currently there. And actually, we should cultivate leaders. Cultivating leaders makes us to help the other community members for the other projects, or help them to make their own destiny, to make their own fate for the long term. And also the last one is know your community needs and also rules and help them to grow. Like when we are living as community members in a community, we should know, we should address those needs that's really important for us. We should also know about the rules and regulation. When a group of strangers comes in a society or community, when they are not familiarized with the rules and regulations, they cannot make other members to be part of that community. So this is really important, that we should actually be familiarized with the rules. And also we should help them to grow in a way that they can actually make their own fate. We have some generic model for community organizing. The first one is recognizing the issue, that what is the most important issue as a priority that should be prioritized first in our community. And how can we, gaining an entry to the community, how can we open the doors and unlock that community? And how can we solve the issue that we already prioritized for ourselves and also the other community members? And also the third one is organizing the people. This needs different strategies, that how can we organize the people to make their attention focused on that issue that we have already recognized through unlocking the door of that community. The fourth one is assessing the community. I'm sure that the issues are not raised in one place, and it's different because the ideas are different, the communities are different, the social classes are different. So we should assess the community before going to organizing process, that the community based on age, the community based on level of education, the community based on having social investment or maybe economic investment or other series of issues. Now that we assess the community, the first stage is determining the priorities and setting goals for that. So which things are in prior for us, which comes first, which comes second and third, and how can we setting the goals for them to achieve. And the sixth one, when we that, is arriving at a solution and selecting intervention strategies. So we will use the PAUSE formula, which P stands for problem, A stands for action, and S for solution. When there is a problem, so we do a series of actions for that to solve the problem. And we make some strategies for intervention to solve that problem and make a solution for that. Well, the seventh one is implementing the plan. Now that we organize the issue, we organize the people, we assess the problem and the priorities, now it's the time for implementing our plan, that how we did that. Evaluating the outcomes of the plan of action. There is the eighth step that we do, that we should evaluate and we should have an assessment process for that action. The ninth one is maintaining the outcomes in the community. We did our efforts from 1 to 8, and it's now the most important factor is here to maintain that outcomes in our community for the long term. And number 10 is looping back. Looping back, it means that we should go through another issue and we should follow the same strategies we have here. You know, Camp Afghanistan, again, it's the community organizing, like 20 campers. We had a long thing, like we recognize the issue to reach you guys. We're getting into the community through different platforms like messengers, like Facebook. Then we organize the people that you should be here in the camp and what should be the placement is like. And then we had the assessment of the community, which people had good marks. I mean, through the interview that we had with them, later on we determined the priorities and setting goals, what issues should be focused here in this camp. Later on, we came to a solution for bringing the virtual station platform like we used the Zoo. The second alternative would be Google Meet or other intervention strategies for this. This can be applicable to any project. Or now that we implement the plan, now we evaluate the outcomes of the plan of action. And we want to maintain the outcomes in the community. When you learn new stuff here, I'm sure you will just read this message to all your friends in the community that we learn such stuff here. Next year will be in a new way in motivational area. And we are still doing the same thing like looking back. So community building is a broader topic, and it's a field of practice directed toward creation or enhancement of community among individuals within a regional area, such as a neighborhood or with a common need or interest. Community building can be encompassed under different fields like community organizing, community organization, community work, and community development. These are all phrases that come as encompassed titles together. And we can have great examples of community building, like a wide variety of practice can be utilized for community building, ranging from simple events like potlucks, like book reading clubs, like virtual Camp Afghanistan, to larger scale efforts such as we are doing for festivals or building construction projects. Maybe that we can involve local participants rather than outside contractors for this. So this is all about the community building. What's needed for successful community building? This is a question that actually I am popping from you. If there is anybody, he or she can share his or her idea that what's needed for a successful community building.
Can I do that? Can I say something?
Yes. Yes, we can have a couple ideas for that.
In my perspective, for a successful community building, we need to have a great idea. For example, we need to see what we lack in community, what is truly needed. Then you need to have your stuff, or what you're gonna do, and who's gonna do that with you. For example, we need a peace conference. We need to build a peace conference. So we should have our staff who will be partnering with us or who will be helping us in the community building project. And you need to have a great management. If you have a management, then you can run that greatly.
Great one. Another one?
Perspective as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I say so?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Keep on.
Yeah, okay. I think the most important factor is leadership. Whenever we have a good leader, a committed leader, so he can use the capacity that is existing inside the community. For example, Camp Afghanistan has a lot of members, but there is a need for a leader. I think there will be a leader, and he's organizing all these things, and he's submitting you all the your tasks so you can do it properly. And the first thing is to recognize the issues and then find the solutions and do it all together in a community format.
Okay, great. Thank you for the great idea. So,
can I talk?
I think some people raised their hands. So Zarir, if you can see them, it's Imran, Husna, and Nilofar Ayubi, and Farishta Hashimi, and then we have Habibah Halima.
Okay. Okay, let's have one by one, very short and quick, because I'm running out of time. We have another session.
Imran, go ahead.
Okay, so yes, Husna, can you hear me? You can share your idea if you have very short.
Yes, I can hear you, and I'm going to keep it short. In my view, the key points are identifying common values, good planning, flexibility in leadership, and integrity.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. We will have your idea at the end of time. I'm going to move one slide forward. And
also write your idea in chat.
Yeah, you can write your ideas in chat box. We will read it at the end of event. So what are the important concepts in community building? The first one, as you told in your ideas, is relationship building. This is really important when individuals live in the community. There should be close relationship and they should have a close relationship with each other in order to organize, in order to identify a common problem, a part of their shared goals and values and norms. Another step is when the relationship is built, the second phase or step is collaboration. You should have collaboration and cooperation because individuals cannot meet those requirements in the community all at once when there is no collaboration between each other. Like in the camp, you know, we have a great collaboration between staffs, here between the counselors. They can reach you very easily. When there is no collaboration, at the very beginning, the relationship was built. As you got introduced with each other, then now it's the space of collaboration between you guys here. The third one, when there is common shared purpose, shared ideas or experiences, we should have shared mission and passions all together. The same exactly we have here, the shared ideas together to get new things here from the camp. We should share our experiences all together, and we have the same mission to reach that, to develop our skills, part of the career development and professional development. And an important concept is room for divergent views. Like when we are living in the communities, the individuals are with different thoughts and ideas, they have divergent views. So there should be a room to keep all these divergent views. All the ideas cannot be unite at one time. We should have some flexibilities to show up with different ideas. If there are different ideas or divergent views, so there would be new productive ideas as well coming, like new inventions. You know, if you think about mobile invention, it comes from different divergent views as a result of divergent views. Everything that comes newly in this world, it's part of the divergent views, and there should be a room in community building to accept that. Another is the authenticity or the credibility that we should have on our members in the community. This is really important, and it's really a key concept in community building. As well, feeling of influence and membership. When a community member is coming in the community, he or she should not, for example, look like a person that he or she is isolated or marginalized. He should or she should be all the time in different decision-making process. We should not monopolize the discussion between only couple members that they are really intelligent or not. In our idea, we should give a sense of membership and information for all members, that they should feel that we are really confident to have a side in decision-making process. And also another thing is the common language, knowledge, and dialect. Interaction must be easy. We should not be complicated. We should go through friendly dialects, and the knowledge that we share, it should be common for everyone. And also, we should accept that the structures of different social classes are emerging, and it's an organically process. It's an organic process that happens. Like, you know, in India, which the democracy is the dominant process there in the world, they have different social classes like Barahman at the very top. They're working in different government classes, but still we have Dalit, that they are called as untouchable people. They're also social class. We should respect them as well. So these kind of problems we have in the community, like as Aflatun is one of the scientists, he has always divides the community in three parts, which is the gold. The second one is the silver, and the third one is the bronze. So there are different types of people. We should have an emerging structure for accepting them, that you're still different social classes in the community we're living. Well, states of community building. This is one of the most important topics that I have focused on a lot. We have 4 states of community building. The first one calls forming, the second one calls storming, the third one calls norming, and the fourth one calls performing. So what does it mean? As I told you, we hear a lot about community these days, but do we really know what community is and how community building happens? I thought I did until I read Scott Peck's book. Well, Scott Peck is one of the scientists who wrote a lot about the states of community in his book, The Different Drum. I highly recommend you to read that book. I will give you the PDF after the session. The book is A Different Drum. In his book, pick completely the concepts of community. You know, reading the book really changed my way that about the groups and about the community I belong to, and helped me to understand the process of community building. Often what's labeled community is not community at all. In the Different Drum book, Mr. Pick talks about his experiences with community. He identifies 4 stages a group passes through in their way to community and describes them in detail. Here is a brief overview. So what do you mean forming or pseudo community? This happens when we first meet. We are happy to be together and we are anxious to get along. And this stage, we focus on all the things that we have in common and we are enjoying one another's company. We believe we are a community already, so easy, but we haven't even scratched a surface yet. It means that in this stage, we are all thinking about the underlying level things that we are really happy together, we share common values together. We're only thinking about the underlying level things, but we have not thought about the surface. Maybe there would be some different ideas that the individual can share in a community, and it causes conflict for the next stage. So in this stage, the feeling is like we're all so much alike together. We do not have any difference. But in the second stage, which is called storming, it causes chaos and conflict. So sooner or later, we begin to notice that we are not all that much alike. We take exception to what someone says, we dare to disagree, or we may become frustrated with other members of the group. We try to help and heal others. The feeling in this stage is like, we are not alike at all, but I can help these people. This feeling comes to in the second stage while going through the community building, process. Another stage that comes after the storming process is, this is a giving up stage. We want to give up something, or we should have this sense of letting go something. A time when we all stop judging and helping one another. We want to stop judgment in the community, individuals, we stop the judgments of individuals. And it's the time that we want to help the community members and one another and accept that we are all different. We are not like pseudo community, we are not the same. And we don't have to agree or be the same. And this state, the feeling is like we're all different, and that's okay, and that's okay. So the stage 4 is the true community building. After we pass the 3 stages, which is forming, storming, and norming, the 4th one comes with the performing, which is the true community. Once we empty ourselves of judgment and desires to help and heal, we quickly move into community, the real community. Stage 4 looks like stage 1, but it feels completely different. In stage 1, we thought that we are all the same, but in stage 4, we think and we appreciate that we are different, and that's okay. The feeling is difficult to capture in a few words, but it's something like this. We're all so different. How good is that? So there is a lot more that Scott Peck's community than I can outline here. So if you're interested to know more about these stages, you can just go through the Different Drum book by Peck, and it's really a great book to share with you here. So still we have some barriers to community building. The first barrier or challenge that we want to make, and it can be like a barrier in front of us, is the turf and competition. The word turf means the area that a group considers its own. So when we want to make a community building, there will always be a turf and competition between individuals. So what is the strategy here? You know, we always have ego in our selves. Every individual seeks him or herself from zero to hero, and that's not good in the community building. Turf and territoriality or realities in community building. We should recognize the self-interest of individual organization as part of what motivates people, and we should look for those strategies that self-interest of each member is important. And we should think about the win-win strategy, not the win and lose strategy. We should minimize the impact of turf, and we should think about the larger and good missions. Another barrier is the bad history, like never forget the power of history. You know, during this story, we have seen many individuals that they have done a lot of work that oppressed the people. They marginalized the people. They made an isolation process for the people. They wanted to have the power in their hand on their own selves, but it did not work. We have seen many leaders. In addition, we have seen many leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela that they had great strategy for making great community building process. Like they practiced the non-violence strategy for making the people together, and they wanted to solve the problems they had based on their discrimination or nepotism in their communities. So in this strategy, we should set ground, and also we should set roles, and also we should shift the coalition's agenda for all people to be shared in one community. Another barrier can be failure to act. Most of the time we are building a community, like we have built the summer camp Afghanistan 4 years ago, and it's the stable process. We are just going and keeping it on. Most of the time the community in coalitions are broken down to smaller steps, and it will be eliminated during the time, and that's not good. We think that we should have a stable strategy for having our community stable for the long term. And one quote that I have here is that the work and resources of many are better. The work and resources of many are better than the work and resources of a few. It means that if we should have a team, we should have a community, there would be different resources, there would be different talents, there would be different work that everyone can do it. And it's better than we should have a few resources. It means that by different drops, we can make a river. So one thing more, that community begins with you, and the system can't serve everyone. You know, we should not expect everything from the government. Like, if you want to think about an orange country, we should not wait for the government to fulfill different requirements of the individuals in the community. We should be leaders to make communities and also act and identify those problems and challenges we have in our community. And also we should make proposals and projects for solving that community for the long term. And a quick group activity I have for you just for 5 minutes. Pretend that you're in a group and you lost at sea. So can you illustrate some obstacles and barriers to forming effective teams and communities in such event that you have been lost at sea? You can share your ideas here. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Could you please make it a bit more clear?
Okay, so pretend that you're in a group. You're going for a picnic somewhere through the ship, and you will be lost at sea. So can you illustrate some of the obstacles and barriers for forming an effective team that you should make yourself back to whom? Because you have already been lost at sea with a group of people. How can you illustrate some of the obstacles and barriers for forming an effective team to bring ourselves from such a hurdle we have been faced right now?
Well, in my view, the first one is panicking. If everybody panics on their own way, then they won't be able to form a community. Then not listening to each other, ignoring each other, telling each other that you don't know. I mean, like not accepting each other.
Right.
Should I have my view as well?
Yeah, sure, you can go.
Well, whenever there are some conflicts between the group, among the groups, so some people are isolating their way, and that's the reason they stay alone and they get lost and they face problems. But the community is supposed to get those back who are trying to isolate for some problems. The group should consider it serious and talk about it and solve it, because if they lose their members, their reputation is lost. So whenever you are a group and you are going to a picnic and you lose your partner, the next day you cannot go to a picnic because you lost your reputation. So no one will allow you, your parents and other members in community, to go to a picnic near to a sea. So before it goes that way, it goes that wrong way, we should consider diversity and relationship among the group for its organizing in its better way.
May I say
Okay, that's
something?
great. So, yes, sure. Yes, sure. Keep on.
In some communities, it's quite difficult for the team members to make connection or a relationship with some of the other members. For example, we have a cycling or riding bicycle team. There are some members that, you know, connection and networking with them is quite difficult. You know, they are so isolated and they
But
don't
you
want to
can,
talk with us. But
yeah.
here,
But you can use the shared purpose that you have. You all are coming for the bicycling, you know. So that's a shared purpose. It can make connection between you all. So you can use that point.
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, that's great. For the big
May I
response
answer?
for this question, yes, you can answer. We are going very short because we have another session and it's almost late. Yeah, you can have your idea.
Okay.
And also you can share your ideas in chat box
I,
if you have.
okay. I will share.
Okay. Well, you all know that the response for that question can be this one, that important concepts in community building, we should focus about all these things, and we'll make ourselves from that lost sea back to home, and that's all. So thank you so much, everyone. That was my presentation for today. Thank you. If you have any question, I'm here to answer the questions very short. So
thank you so much.
Before going through the questions, I'm going to tell you that. Yes.
Thank you so much. It was a very nice philosophical session, I think.
Philosophical.
We thank you, Faizi. And if you can share the presentation with us so we can better learn that, we can better check that. And there were some useful slides. I believe everyone has done something, has learned. Thank you once again.
I hope you enjoyed the whole slides and the PPT. Actually, I had a little bit of time for that. You know, going through the community building project slides are really a little bit tough because we are meeting virtually. In a physical condition, we can have some body language inside. Actually, I hope it was useful for you guys, and I will truly share these slides that I've made for you. One thing more, that for tomorrow, I have another session for you, part of the community building project, that's community organizing fraction. It's an online course. It would be like a 20-minute online training course for you. After that, you will have a free certificate from that. And the course stands for YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative Program. I have taken a lot of online courses there. And one of the most important topics that I found useful for you guys is the community organizing fraction. You will know about the attracting volunteers there for your community. How can you build your community through that? At the end, after taking 3 or 4 lessons of video, you will have a quiz. After passing the quiz, you will have a certificate free. Of course, the certificate is not part of the academic requirement, but it will be useful for your career and professional development concepts. So thank you so much again. I appreciate Mr. Walid for here, and I'm really sorry for being a little bit today late morning with the internet problem. I did my best, and thank you so much everyone for joining us today.
Thanks, Zarir. A round of applause for Zarir for his nice presentation. Okay, I see people raising their hand. Do you have any question in general, or do you want to say something? Husna, Ayubi, Farishta Hashmi, comments, feedbacks, or what's going on? What do you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to remind that we are waiting for the PDF book and as well from the course, for the course. Thank you.
Okay, sure. I will share you the PDF book of the different drum from M.S. Scott Peck. He's a great writer. I will just share with you at the end of session today, inshallah.
Good. Now we have.
Yeah, Walid John. You want to say anything?
Do you want to have a break, guys, or do you want to just start with another session?
You can type that.
Yeah, if we say yes, no, start. Someone say start.
Start. Oh, people are really excited about the next session. I hope it's fun.
Well, Naqib John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can start, yeah.
Yeah, for tomorrow's session, as I think we are a couple, so I will go through the online course with them. It's all about 30 minutes.
Okay.
But let me tell you that for tomorrow, we have 2 assignments. The first assignment will be that after taking the course, they should have the certificates for the other day of that course that you're taking. And also the same thing, you're going to have a sample of the projects and drafts that you have already with yourself. So you can share the samples with them that they should make a proposal for a grant like Camp Afghanistan. We will raise some questions there and they can make a proposal through this PPT that what are the stages for building a community or having a proposal for a project like Camp Afghanistan for the 3rd day. So if you do agree, I will just be in contact, part of an individual chat group with you later on in the afternoon about this.
Yeah, we can talk about that later, Zarir. Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So most people yesterday was saying that we are reading books. We really love to read book. I had a meeting with one of my professors before Naqib started. I think Naqib is just preparing stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I'm ready, Walid John.
Yeah, ready. Okay. Got a bundle of books. When I met with my professor yesterday, he just gave me a bundle of like, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. If you don't believe me, they're here in my.
Cool. Well.
Okay, and Dr. John, you can please start.
Okay, just give me a minute, Walid John.
Can you share screen, or do you need more time?
Yes, I will need to share my screen. So if you can allow me to do that, I think I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Do you see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do actually, I should hide this so you do not see. So I will actually go with a follow-up to Mr. Zarir's session. Thanks a lot, everybody, for waiting. I'm gonna keep it simple so that because you did not take a break, and a lot of you said that you don't want a break. So instead of having a break, I will let you go earlier today, hopefully, because the session ends at 12. I'll let you go up 10 minutes earlier, so you will have your break at the end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, like you did, learn about community projects, what community projects are, and you know, how to build a community project, how to build your team and things like that, what to consider. Mr. Zarir did a really good presentation. So I hope you learned some good stuff from there. What I'm gonna do is actually, now you learn what community project is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some examples, what it means in real life. So I'm gonna give you some examples, but before I do, I wanna play a little game with you. I hope everybody is excited about the game. So I wanna first bring the chat so I can see it as you go. Okay, cool. So let's go through the game. If you can see my screen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring some pictures and I will ask you to guess who they are. It's a multiple choice question. You will see the picture and you will have A, B, C, D, and you will have to choose from one of the A, B, C, D, and you will have to type either A, B, C, or D in the chat box, and I will see who gets the right answer. So I will not explain, let the game explain itself. Everybody ready? Okay. I'll just wait there for a few seconds and then you'll have to look and decide. So the first one, we go here. So whose childhood is this? And I give you 4 answers. So you can choose A, Justin Bieber, B, Mark Zuckerberg, C, Donald Trump, or D, Steve Jobs. Okay, I see. There is a C, there's a C, there's a Donald, C, C, C. Oh my God. Everybody seems to know. So yes, and the first answer is from Said Abul Fazl Razavi. So I'm gonna announce Said Abul Fazl Razavi as the winner of the camp. You guys can actually unmute yourself and you know, just laugh a little bit so we can hear your voices. You're welcome to unmute yourself unless you have background noise.
Yeah, great.
Oh. Okay, cool. So you did guess this one right. So I'm gonna go, the next one hopefully is a more difficult one. So whose childhood is this one? Is it Justin Bieber, Mark Zuckerberg?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Please don't talk, please.
B.
Please just type, don't talk.
B is the right one. B.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, I got here. So I guess the first answer I got here is from Imran Salatin. So congratulations, Imran Salatin. That is right. It's actually Mark Zuckerberg. It's easy to guess. It's similar face. Okay, I'll go to the next one. So that's it. No more answers. Please wait for the next one. So what is the correct name? I don't know who put this little thing here. So who is this person? The correct name? Is it Shirin Gula, Shamsia Zurmat, Sharbat Gula, or Adila Gol? You can choose ABC.
I think it's Sharbat Gol. Like.
Okay. I see. Okay, so I got Turiola Amiri as the first person who said C, which is Sharbat Gul, and that's the right answer.
Oh.
Yes. It's a very familiar face. I'm sure you have seen this a lot.
She has got
But
really
I
beautiful
do have her picture in my office, so that's why.
Nice, yeah, cool. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Let's go to the next one. I'm gonna save you some time. We can talk about it then, but you're welcome to laugh and unmute yourself for the laugh if you want. Okay, the next one. Who is this person? Okay.
Okay, that's super clear. He's the guy.
Barack Obama C. Barack Obama C.
It is C.
He looks good.
Okay, I lost the way. Oh my God. Okay. Who was the first one? Okay, I forgot. I don't know who.
I was the first one.
Oh, you were the first. Who are you? Your name is Galaxy A6. Probably you want to rename it.
I'm Habiba Halimi.
Okay, Habiba. I was actually recommended to rename yourself here.
I will rename it.
Option to rename. So please put your own name when you join in. Okay, cool. No more answers.
Okay, sorry,
please.
I will do it.
Okay, cool. Okay, no more answers. For this one, we go to the next one. So this is a tricky one. So Munira Yusufzada is an Afghan woman leader. Where does she work?
Someone said D, Ministry of Interior Affairs. A, D, C.
Oh, it's a tricky one, huh? You don't know.
A, I guess.
Well, actually, the right answer is that she works as Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Defense. So that would be Saeed Abul Fazl Razavi. Got it right. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Got it right. Cool. Okay, the next one is more exciting.
In an office? So Zarir, are you serious?
Yeah, no. Okay, guys, no more answers for this. I'm gonna bring the next one. It's about a place. So where is this? I'll look at the answers.
It's Herat.
Okay, I just look at the answer.
No, it's not Mazar. It's Herat.
No, it's Herat.
No, it's
Okay,
Jalalabad.
cool.
No, it's
Everybody who said it's Herat is the right answer. Yes, guys, you guessed it right. It is Herat. And that's my last piece of the game for today. Good guess. I guess the most tricky one was this one. A lot of you did not follow probably. Okay, cool.
Yeah, right.
I close my presentation here. No, don't save. Okay, so do you guys, I'm sure all of you know what community project is. Do you want to type in a community project that you love to work on? So that I can see who has a community project experience. Turele and Miri says, thank you for the great game. You're welcome, Turele John. Thank you for participating. So Saeed Abul Fazl says, climate strike, that's an amazing project to work. Yeah, of course. Turele says, I have experience. Okay, water cycling. I actually don't know what water cycling is, but it sounds like a really good project to work on anything with water. Okay. Okay, so Zainab says, I don't have any experience. Capacity building, Amoina Gray says, that's an amazing, but it's a broad one, so you'll have to specify it. specifically choose which which capacity building project you want to work on. Okay, that's some good answers we got. Okay, so some people have experience, some people don't have experience with community projects. So you learned some really good stuff from Mr. Zarir, and I was really lucky to participate in that session. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna go what that community project presentation means in real life. So I will go on, I'll go see how you can do that, implement that in real life. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm because I was in your place before. I was a student just like you. I attended high school in Afghanistan. I graduated from high school in Afghanistan. So I'm gonna go through some of the projects that I have worked with some of my friends, and then you can look at that. I'm sure Afghanistan has changed a lot since 2017 that I was there. Well, 3 years ago.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mahdi Omid, do you want to say anything?
Yes, do you have my voice?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Now I understand you, please.
Okay, great, welcome. Yeah, I know you
I don't have your voice before.
Yeah, when you log in, guys, you make sure you choose the right voice option. Sometimes if you don't, it will just bring you, but not the voice. Okay, thanks.
When you ask some question about Barack Obama, about other people, I understood, but I couldn't answer because of I couldn't speak because of I don't have your voice.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Okay, next time when you click in, choose the right audio and it will work. But
how can I send my voice for you?
I will talk about it with you, Mother John. I have your WhatsApp. I will talk to you about that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but now you don't have to turn on your camera. All of you guys, if you want to save on your internet, you don't have to have your camera on unless you want to.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to share with the community project. So I actually will share with some of you the work that I have done before in Afghanistan with some of my friends. And the community projects I have worked on. So community projects are actually really important if you want to study abroad. As Walid John said, that a lot of universities in the United States, and actually all universities everywhere, if you're involved in your community, you're doing something to help people, that really counts as a very good bonus point for your application. Yeah, there are a lot of good examples Mr. Zarir also shared in the chat, but I will share with you some examples that I have worked with. So if you want to go to universities, if you want to build the skills, it's really important. Like, it's not all about, like, some people say community projects or volunteer projects as like doing something for free. Yes, it is doing something for free, but it is a lot that you can learn. It is not giving you money, but it's giving you a lot of experience. You can improve a lot of skills. It's really important. When people ask me sometimes how I got everywhere, where I got, how I got the job I got, how I got to organize summer camp Afghanistan, you know what? I did community service projects for free, and I did them for free because I helped the community, and plus I learned a lot of good skills. And that's exactly what we're doing at summer camp Afghanistan, like here. So we are, I mean, all of us are volunteers, all your counselors, everybody who is talking here, sharing the sessions, all are volunteers. It's a good session for us, you know, to improve our skills working with you, but serve some people in Afghanistan, you know, helping people in Afghanistan, youth in Afghanistan, but at the same time, for you guys learn something and for us to build some skills. So I hope you can see my slides. I really hope I can enlarge this so that you can. So these are some of the community projects ideas I'm going to share. So what do you guys need to start a community project tomorrow? Well, what you need is an idea. What do you want to do? I saw some people share some really good ideas. There are a lot of good ideas, like Mr. Zarir shared, like mosque distribution. Like, you know, it's COVID-19 time. You put a mosque, and you want to make that and distribute it in your community. That's a good project. There are a lot of other ways. You need a team to work on. I know a lot of you have really good capacity. You understand how to do things. You can run it by yourself. But to build a team is really important because some things that you don't know, some of your friends know. So it's really good to build a team that you can work with. It could be your classmates, it could be your cousin, it could be your brother, your sister, your mom or dad, anybody that can help you with the project. It could be, you know, the mullah of your masjid. It could be anybody, literally. So anybody that can help you, it's a team. You just need to build a team depending on who you want. You need the support. Support could be in terms of, like, for example, you need a place to organize your project. Well, let's think about out of COVID-19 time. Now I know everywhere is closed, the schools are closed, but think COVID-19 hopefully is over. Everything has an end, and I'm sure COVID has an end too. So After that, you need a support. So support could be a place to rent. You know, you don't have to pay rent. Use a classroom. Or support could be, for example, somebody just looking over your presentations. Like you make a slide, somebody looks at your slides and want to help you with that. And the next thing I want to mention here is no perfection, please. A lot of the times the students are really scared of like, oh, I don't want to do this. What if I do it wrong? You know, I don't want to do mass distribution project because it's really hard. I don't know how to find this. I will not make it really perfect. Don't worry about that. We all make mistakes. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life with my community projects. I have organized something, worked on it for a week. It didn't work. Worked on another week. It didn't work. The multiple times you fail, consider that all as a learning process. Consider that you're learning from every time you fail. And actually failures are much more important than success, because anytime you fail, you look at that and you say, okay, I made a mistake here. Next time I'm not gonna make the same mistake. So do not think that you should do everything perfect. Skip that idea. Don't make everything perfect if you cannot. It's good to have it perfect, but nothing can be perfect ever. Like the same way, I know a lot of things are not perfect in life, and that cannot be true. And then find resources to help you. If you have an LLC around you, go to a Lincoln Learning Center. If you have a high school, I mean, I'm sure you have high school, go to your high school principal and say, okay, I want to do a community project in the school. What is your community project? You know, I want to build like small garbage bins in the school so that the students put the garbage in a specific place that is easily collected so that our school is clean. You know, find these resources, find these people to help you. Don't try to make money. Okay, that's a really interesting one, because I mean, we are all looking at projects as a, sometimes people look at projects as a way to make money, but community service projects are actually for free. You do something for free. So a lot of people, they say, oh, this does not have enough money. I don't want to do that. Unless you start something for free, you're not gonna ever be able to make money. And these projects are actually not really for money. They're actually for helping people and for helping you build the skills. So don't look at it as like, oh, I don't want to do something for free. Well, if you want to get where you want to get, you have to work and you have to build the skills. And the next one is everything you do, consider a learning process. So when you're organizing a project, you know, you start from making a PowerPoint presentation. Look at it as a learning process. How you make a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, how I, for example, write a paper, how I use Word document, or how I make a website, or how I make a social media profile. All of these things, look at it as a learning. Look at it as an investment for your future, because it's not that, it never happens that you wake up in the morning and okay, you are the president, or you wake up in the morning, you become like a doctor or whatever you want. It's all these small steps you make every day. Today you learn one word of English. Tomorrow, in 1 year, you learn 300 English words. That's a step toward your success. Consider everything as a step-to-step. No success happens in 1 day. Everything takes time. So consider everything you do for your community projects as a learning practice. Top reasons to volunteer. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I'm sure you understand that volunteering is really important for building skills, for helping your community, and helping your school, helping your anything around you, and making changes in people's lives. So I will share the slides with you later on, and you can also, of course, look at the recording of this meeting, but I also share the presentation so that you can look at. So this is an example of the summer camp. You know, so what you're going to do with your project is build a vision of what do you want to do, why do you want to do it. So this is summer camp. It's a small project we say we're doing for 1 week from 9 to 12. Our aim is to recruit students through a competitive process. You had interviews, you had to fill in the forms and things like that. And then you mentioned the main goal of your project. What is the main goal? So the main goal of summer camp, of the camp that you're attending right now, is to empower Afghan girls and boys by giving them equal opportunities of participation. So you make something like this, you make a goal for your project, because if you have a goal, you know how to get to the goal. But if your end is not clear, you do not have a goal, what you want to achieve by your project, then it's really hard to go, because if you don't know why you're doing something, it's really hard to do it. So for example, imagine you're doing a cleaning, like a recycling cleaning at your school. What is your goal? To make your school clean. And then you can work towards that goal. I really encourage you to start from a small projects. Don't make something really big that you will fail and then you will be, oh, this is really hard. You start with something really small, and then you can go bigger with that. How does everybody feel so far with the presentation? You can unmute yourself and talk if you want. I'll drink some water if I have. Okay, I assume there are not any comments so far. I hope everything is going well, but comment if you want to talk. I don't see your hands raised, but I can see your comments if you want to put in the chat box. So what is the aim of the camp? It's just an example. I want you to use this as an example. I don't want to talk a lot about camp. I just want to use it as an example to create your own community project. So the aim of summer camp the aim of Summer Camp Afghanistan is to work with you to increase educational opportunities for them. So the main idea behind the camp is the study abroad session, so that you are prepared for opportunities to study abroad. So in our study abroad course, we teach tips and techniques of statement of purpose, interview, and admission to universities. So this is like a small goal of our project, the aim of the project. International students, so these are, I will share. I'm sorry, I don't know who's talking, but I did not hear you. I'll close it. Okay, I'll go on and you can type your question, please. I'll take all of your questions at the end. So these are some of the small projects we did before we started Summer Camp Afghanistan. I mean, Camp Afghanistan is one of our biggest projects we have done so far, but before that we have done a lot of other small projects, which I want to give you a sense of how you can do similar things. So I'm sure there's a lot of new things you can do in the COVID time, whether it's organizing something online or you're not teaching your neighbor because you're at home, you're quarantined. You organize like an English course for your neighbors, for your small brothers and sisters. You start with the family, start teaching your brothers and sisters how to speak English, as easy as that. Teach them English course. So you can start with family. So these are some of the projects we have done. This is like a first aid project, like what happens when you injure yourself in something like your hand or your knee, how to help yourself, how to put a bandage or something. So here you see we have a doctor who is coming to talk to students. So we organized this project and we asked a doctor to come and explain the first aid, how you can actually, I mean in Farsi, how you can save your life when you have injured yourself or somebody else is injured. So this is a small community project. We raise awareness in school. We go to this school and we tell the students how to do the first aid thing. And then the next one is, this is a football competition. It's organized by some of my friends and colleagues. And so football competition, we did a football competition among different schools. It's a community project. We help the students come do a football competition and use that, or we do a football competition and participate and do some sport basically, as simple as that. This is an awareness about the scholarship opportunities that we did for another school for students, giving them an experience of how you can participate in international opportunities. This is one I did actually years back, I think maybe 7 or 8 years ago, perhaps longer. One of our counselors in the session, Azizi, was actually one of the participants in this workshop, I remember. So we talked about time management and public speaking, how you can manage your time and how to improve your public speaking. And then, so one of the things we did is get engaged with local officials. Here I was talking to some of the local government officials. I was telling them about some youth problems, but also generally speaking, how you can participate in the government and decision making and things like that. This is the Lincoln Learning Center project I did. Is a public speaking, a week-long project in Lincoln Learning Center, and as Mr. Zarir helped us a lot at this time as well. There are a lot of other examples, but I don't want to bore you with so many examples. This is a orphanage Olympic Games. We did a little Olympic, like some games for an orphanage. We did a modern learning method, how to learn, how to use, for example, use internet and stuff to do research and stuff. This we did at Lincoln Learning Center. This we did closer to Eid. We did an Eid with orphanage program where we asked the local people to donate some money and we used that money to buy clothes for an orphanage. in Ghazni province. And that's where I am from. I'm from Ghazni, so I did a lot of the projects that you saw were happening in Ghazni, but it actually applies to everywhere in Afghanistan. You can do similar projects. And this was a project that was done by LLC, Lincoln Learning Center. So what LLC did is LLC asked the community in Ghazni province to please donate books if you have at home. So this is a really good, because a lot of people have books. We read books, and then once we read it, some people keep it in a shelf, some people could actually donate it to other people to read. So you can be that transition person, you know, take a book from me, give it to, for example, Said Abul Fazl, take a book from Hamid Ruzai, give it to Said Ahmad, you know, and then you take a book from Mahdiya and, you know, give it to another person. So that way you can build, you can be just the bridge between people helping one another. And now after doing all these projects that we did, then we did the Summer Camp Afghanistan, which we're doing right now. And this is partly Summer Camp Afghanistan we started by Walid John, who has been talking to you over the past few years. And a lot of the people in this session, Mr. Zarir, Mursal John, I'm really afraid I might forget some names, Omar, Ilyas, everybody has participated to run the Camp Afghanistan over the past 4 years. So yeah, so that's it. And the next one I'll talk. So we usually look at the project budget. I know everything has expenses. Try to find a lot of these expenses from, a lot of the things we organized, I told you, for example, as this community project we did for orphanage, we raised money from the local people. We went to some businessmen. We went to high school. I actually went to some high schools and asked the high school students, like, okay, please don't buy a burger today. Donate 10 Afghanis to help people in the orphanage to buy them clothes for Eid. And then that's how we raised all of our money actually for a lot of these projects. Some of the projects were supported by an organization called American Councils for International Education. If you're a LEAP alumni, which I know some of you are, or if you have attended, you have small projects funds that you can apply, but there are a lot of other funds you can apply, or you can raise money from the local community to organize these projects, which helps you build the skills and also help people. And now we are doing the Camp Afghanistan, as I said. So this is, make sure you know how much you are spending and how your plan is. There's a lot to community project, but I don't want to put everything so much in detail, just to make you bored with so many papers and stuff. What matters is there are two types of people generally in life. One type of people actually, they want to first learn everything and then start doing it. But some other people, they start doing it and then on the process they learn. So I want you to be the second type of people. So start a community project in your community, do something small, very small, even if it's teaching your brothers and sisters at home, or your parents, or everybody, or your neighbors. Do something really small, but as you start, in the way you will learn, you will find out, okay, what do I need? I need a venue. Whom should I reach out to? Let's go to LLC, Lincoln Learning Center, which is really supportive. And you can mention that you are part of Camp Afghanistan and you are part of the LLC Ghazni, which is our partner for the Camp Afghanistan, and that you have learned you want to do a community project. So on the way, on the process of building your community project, you will actually get to learn a lot of stuff. So don't feel like, oh, I don't know much about community project. I should not start it. That's not right. Nobody knows. All of us are new, and none of us know. So what we need to do, let's start it, and on the way we will get to learn. Thank you very much for listening to me. I know I did talk a lot, so I will close this presentation. This will be the end of the day for you guys, but we'll see. Let's see if you have any questions on this and any concerns, or if any of you want to share a community project, please raise your hand, and then I will look at your hand and I will ask somebody to talk, so that everybody talks at the same time. Please raise your hand, and then I will ask somebody to talk. If you have a community project you want to talk about and that you are hesitant about, please raise your hand, and then I will ask you to talk. Nilufar Rasuli, yes, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for today's great session. Yeah, we have lots of community projects that we should do, and I am searching and developing the project. But about the other session, I have just a question that for today, this third session was for studying abroad by Shakiba Fuladi, but we hadn't it. So will we have it for tomorrow or other day?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer John. We actually, you might have received the schedule that Shakiba was supposed to talk today, but unfortunately, it's not her fault. We just did not coordinate it well. It was my fault and my way, so I'm really sorry about that. But I hope you got something from the community project opportunity that I shared. I was actually not supposed to talk in the camp at all in the sessions, but I did. It's my fault. Shakiba was supposed to be here, but we did not let her know, so I'm sorry about that. But I will check in with Shakiba if she's available to talk any other day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so Said Ahmad Sadat, do you want to talk? I mean, we actually want to ask questions about community service projects, please.
Okay, so I wanted to say something about community project. Well, I do a Telegram channel group where I share English materials for students to use them and learn English. I don't know where I get the students from. It's online. I get students from everywhere. It's now up to 50 students that use that, and those materials, they are sold for money online. But I provided for free on Telegram, and I think it can be enhanced, this project. Like whenever I get to know more people, I will encourage them to use them and join my Telegram channel. So I think it's one of the community projects.
Yes, of course. Thanks a lot, Said Ahmad Sadat. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, that's actually a really good community project. I'm not going to advise on how you're using the data because there's a lot of copyright and stuff. Well, that's not my way of deciding it, but I'm sure sharing information with the people is a good idea. But at the same time, something to be ethically correct, because yeah, if you do copyright, I'm sure, I mean, in Afghanistan, not a lot of people do care about copyright.
Yes, sir. It's really useful. I'm one of the members of this channel in Telegram. He shared with us the AG Hook lessons, and it really helped us to improve our English. Yeah, I appreciate this project of Said Ahmad Sadat. He's one of my friends. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm very glad you find that useful. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Said Ahmad Sadat. Imran, do you wanna share?
And
yeah, sir. What guidelines or sketches do you have that we can use, that we can build a project or make a project? What guidelines do you have?
Okay. We actually, because we are not doing a lot on community project, we just want to show you how you can organize it. But there are a lot of different things, which I'm sure Mr. Zarir will go over that, how to write a proposal and where to find the funds for community projects. And also talk that with your mentors, and you're welcome to post it in the group. I will also comment under your post in the Facebook group. There might be some resources we can share with you, like how to make a plan, as I just shared some examples. And then on the way, this group, Facebook group, will remain there. And if you have anytime you want to share something, you can type it in the Facebook group or get in touch with you. I'm not sure if your counselors are able to talk to you after the camp. That is not really part of their responsibility, but if they want to kindly offer the help, you can always ask your counselors on how to do some community projects. Not that they're expert in it, I don't want to say that. Not that they understand everything, or not that I understand everything, but we will do our best. We don't have any exact resources, but I'm sure if you get in touch with Lincoln Learning Centers in your community or other ways, you can definitely find some resources.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I see the next person is Tuyalai raised his hand.
Thank you so much, Sarwary, for giving me the opportunity to talk. I not currently, but before lockdown, I had a project. It was like community service type. It was WWC, Women Empowerment Through Winter Camp. So it was for 40 women. It was funded by USAN organization, which is currently replaced with the OA. So
yeah, sure.
Can you hear me, sir? Yeah, so it was funded by them. It was for a week. It was a great camp ever. We had management classes, leadership, public speaking, writing classes for them daily. It was for 3 hours every day. So it was awesome one with extracurriculum activities. We had counselors, teachers. I was the camp director and I had the assistant. So everything was awesome. And I hope there are some other opportunities as well for those who are non-alumni, and they can better do more project or can help their community. So if there are grants available, if you know about some organizations, so it would be better for some of our colleagues here. They can do projects, they can implement those.
Yeah, thanks a lot to John.
May I say something?
I'm sorry, I will just leave a comment. Yeah, if you raise your hand, I will get back to you. So yeah, for some of the students who don't understand what an alumni is part of U.S. government alumni is that you have participated in a U.S. government project, and then you have some small grants you can apply to. If that does not apply to you, if it does apply to you, I'm sure you understand how to apply for those grants, but if it doesn't apply to you, there's a lot of other opportunities you can get. So the next, I actually want to give Habiba to talk, but I will first have to give Nick Muhammad his thought because he was the first one to raise his hand. Nick Muhammad, do you want to ask any question or share?
Hello, sir. I hope you are doing great. Thanks for the nice teaching you had. I just wanted to say that I want to make a project as soon as possible after the lockdown, and the project is about the female empowerment. And the biggest fear that I had, it was about that what if something goes wrong and if it is not perfect. But by sharing this session, I got that it's not only my problem, but it's somehow common, and I would dare to accept the challenge and do it as soon as possible. Thanks, sir.
I'm really glad you had that experience, Nikki. Yeah, nothing is perfect. Nothing I have done ever is perfect. So yes, go ahead and do. Don't be afraid of it. Yeah, Habiba John, do you want to? Yeah, thanks a lot, Nikki. Habiba John, do you want to share?
Yes, yeah. Sir,
yeah, I can hear you.
Personally speaking, I have the okay. Personally, I have designed.
I think you just muted yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Now, 2 or 3 projects during the camp of some other campings. We designed projects, and your today's session was so, useful for me. I had the experience, and when you said all these things, they added. You added a lot on my information, and hereby I want to give you a huge thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Habiba John. I did get some parts of what you said, but your voice was cutting on and off. But yeah, feel free to get in touch later in the Facebook group. If you post anything in Facebook group, I definitely will read it and I will comment back. So I think we will end our session here. If you have any other questions, please get in touch with your counselors and for your sessions and everything.
May I have something to tell you?
For your assignments and everything, please get in touch with your counselors. That's it for me, Walid John, if you have anything else. And then I will make a final request from everybody. If we'll see how it works. I will ask everybody to turn on your cameras so we can see your faces if that works for everybody. If it doesn't, that's fine. Hello. Anybody who wants to turn on their camera, please. Yeah, Walid John, if you want to share at the same time anything, please go ahead. Otherwise, I'm done for the day, and I hope everybody will have a nice day.
The only thing I would like to say is that please, the mentors in the group that you will have, each camper with one counselor, share any feedback or any problem, any question that you have. Please present. That is the first thing. And secondly, again, in the Facebook group, you can also post your comments and your feedback about anything about the camp, and we can see that and we can comment back to your post. Most of students also ask about the slides and presentations that we presented in the last 2 days. Probably at the end of the camp, we will put them all in one Google Drive and we'll give you access for that, if that seems fair to you, yeah? And that's it. So we will see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.
I had a question about assignments.
Oh,
Please get in touch, Said Ahmad, with your counselors. And if your counselors cannot answer your questions, then we will, your counselors will let us know and we will talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
Please, we want you to get as much in touch with your counselors as you can. It's an opportunity for you to interact with them, learn from them, and
yeah, that's good.
By the way, those who are in the group with Miss Mursala Azizi, she's a bit busy, so I would like to ask either Ilyas or I don't know.
I can take that, Walid John. I can take it, but I will be sleeping most of the day, most of your day, because it's night for me. But I will be happy to create it. I will actually just add myself to that WhatsApp group.
Okay, then Naqib is going to be there with you. Yeah. Please also remember that these groups we will have. I will also have a look in each group, and then we can discuss that what exactly is the main problem that you see in the camp, or what do you discuss? Okay, so we take that seriously. It's not that the group is only there and we don't care about it. We take that seriously. So everything you write, everything you raise there is appreciated. Yeah.
Okay, guys, please unmute yourself and let's say a goodbye together.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, goodbye.
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 Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice
Have a
night.
nice day.